can't wait on their approval. You can't wait on their support. Sometimes you just got to run and look behind you and say, everybody who wants to run, run, but I can't stop running because you're not running with me. Listen to me, hear me. You can't stop chasing your dream just because somebody in your life won't chase it with you. You can't stop believing in yourself just because somebody in your life won't believe in you. You can't stop chasing the dreams of your life just because when you do it, you're going to have to do it all by yourself.
Good morning. Good morning. Good. Oh, where's the music? There we go. Alrighty. Was that too loud? My bad. We have a lot to talk about today, guys. Okay, but whatever we discuss on today's live stream cannot leave this channel. Can I count on you guys? Let's see, how do I get the chat out? Alright, then smash the likes. That way I know how many of you guys are here. Depending on the number of likes I see go up, I'm gonna go live. In the meantime, I'll just get some tabs ready. I'm not too organized today, guys. I do apologize. My mindset is cha-ching. It's gonna be cha-ching time, guys. I want all of you to keep an open mind, though, okay? And when I say open mind, so I'm just having up a few templates here too. When I say open mind, I mean I want you guys to be open to saying, hey Sean, you're wrong. Australian mark. Ooh, the Australian dollar is what you mean. Are you making a subtle reference to Weimar Republic? Because that would be commendable. Take off my shoes. Get comfy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, my name is Sean Jackson and welcome you back to your weekly Monday Mango live stream. We have a lot to talk about. Everything seems to be going according to plan, but we do have some developments today. I have targets for you guys on XRP. I have targets for you guys on Bitcoin. We'll be taking a few altcoin requests, going over some TradFi charts as well. And yeah, let's get this started. Before I do though, let's see who we got here in the chat. Just make sure I can see the chat. Where are you? Oh yeah. Krisha's here, by the way. And she has posted a brand new trade opportunity on the dashboard. You guys can find the dashboard at app.mangoresearch.co. Just go on over to the bonus section over here, premium videos. Over the weekend, she posted, I think, a couple of trade setups that have both panned out really, really well. And I think she just posted one again just now, right, Krisha? Wolvie says this is not a professional channel, we just have fun here. Yeah, this is who's he? Did someone say something? Would love it without the DJ music in the background. I feel like it takes away from the professionalism of this channel. Yeah, we just, the live streams are not meant to be professional, man. We're here just to have a discussion. But what I can do is turn down the music, because I don't want it to be overbearing for folk. You know what though, for now, man, I'm gonna like really turn it down, because I want to talk about a few important things that I don't want. I really don't want lost in translation with the music in the background. So, is it fine now, guys? We are playing the happy playlist. Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair, especially if I've noticed that sometimes it also depends on speakers and headsets, where for someone it might be just perfect, and for someone else it's like, hey, I can't hear you at all, Sean, the music's too overbearing. So it's hard to get that balance. Balbo Baggin says, sorry for the delay in purchasing, but I'll be there soon. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the C program. Yeah, we've been posting, like, if you guys are considering taking this whole investing game seriously, okay, not just trading, guys, not just trading, but people forget that there's a fine line, or no line, in my opinion, between investing and trading. Investing is simply you putting on trades on a longer term business, on a longer term basis, and you apply the same principles to your investments now more than ever, right? Because value investing has been completely thrown out the window. PE ratios, etc., have not mattered whatsoever, right? Everything is based on long-term assessment of monetary policy, fiscal policy, and more importantly, momentum. Momentum is what's been driving everything, right? So you apply the same principles to your investing on a 5-year basis, 10-year basis, and yeah, there is fundamental valuations placed on our longer term plays, right? Like in the C program, we've been talking about plays that are stretching out 8 years into the future. And you can't just play those purely based on short-term momentum, right? You got to have a long-term fundamental view on how you see the future play out. And we do talk about that in detail in the C Clubhouse sessions. But at the end of the day, what guides our risk management is the core seed fundamentals, like the fundamentals of approaching the charts. Because all the FA gets thrown out of the video, thrown out of the picture if the charts tell us otherwise, right? That comes first. That's what protects us. That's what keeps the roof on top of your head and food on the plate. So if you guys want to take this seriously, guys, consider the seed program, because it's not going to be just for your crypto charts or your TradFi charts. It's literally a program that will set you up for the foundation of your life, how to manage your life. Okay, with that though, we should get started. I want to talk about the biggest chart that is on everyone's mind, XRP. We have this picture over here that is not looking the best, right? The 4-hour, just flip long, 12-hour neutral, daily neutral, 2-day short, 4-day short, weekly short. What does this mean? Does this mean that XRP is dead? Nope. I've been saying for months now, months and months and months and months, that XRP has to be played on the bi-weekly or the monthly. Preferably the monthly, but if you have to pick a lower time frame, the lowest you can go is, in my opinion, the bi-weekly. Trying to push XRP onto, or rather, at least over the past few months, right? Trying to fit XRP onto any other time frame is you just setting yourself up for failure, because you're likely going to get chopped out, liquidated, stopped out. Like one of those three was going to happen. It just wasn't feasible, right? And you guys are seeing why. It took weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Again, these are bi-weekly candles. Bi-weekly candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18 weeks. 18 freaking weeks. But we made our way down to the bi-weekly dynamic, and we are seeing XRP get supported again. And this again, guys, has been the winning trade over and over again, right? Like you could have bought it over here and you would have been safe. You could have bought it over here and you would have been safe. Even over here, if you bought spot, yeah, we had this huge October 10th liquidation event, right? But you shouldn't be leveraging. One of the rules that I set after the 2020 cycle was 2019-2020 cycle was like no more leverage on the bi-weekly timeframes, right? Preferably not even the weekly timeframes anymore. But the time frame where the max time frame I put leverage trades on now is the 4-day time frame. Even that I would try to avoid when pertaining to altcoins. So you shouldn't have been leveraging on this one. But if you did, I don't know whether your stop loss would have protected you. Either way, the bi-weekly got defended on XRP, right? So if you were spot trading this, you won't profit. Now again over here too, we got defended again over here. We are looking for a defense on the bi-weekly dynamic. So what is the criteria? It's not really changed, guys. As long as XRP is holding the bi-weekly dynamic, you look for higher targets. Now, I have targets set out for you guys over here, and I'm going to show it to you guys. But again, I do want to emphasize that if XRP starts closing bi-weekly candles underneath the bi-weekly dynamic, the upside targets do not matter. You always got to position for your upside targets first. Sorry, your downside invalidation, and not your upside targets. Your upside targets are a consequence of you managing your downside. If you get invalidated and you get stubborn on your upside targets, it's you just being a bad trader, because your upside targets may hold in the long term, right? But we may actually come all the way down here first, all the way down to 70 cents before seeing those upside targets. So I want to emphasize that over here at Mango, we aren't giving you guys Oracle-like targets where like XRP is going to get there no matter what. It may get there no matter what, but it may come down first before getting there. And it is your duty to be able to position for that downside in a way that you can profit from it even better. Right? Because think about it, guys. If you simply take out your money temporarily before repositioning over here at around 70%, I'm not saying it's coming down here, by the way, guys. I'm just giving you guys an example, okay? We'll talk about downside targets in a bit. But let's say it comes all the way down to 80 cents after losing this level over here. And we still have our upside targets, okay? Let's say $11. From here, from the current positioning of around $2 to around $10, you have like a 5x, right? 10 to 11, right? However, if price comes all the way down here first and then gets up there, that's more than a 10x, right? You're looking at around a 13 to 15x, depending on how well you position over here. So regardless of what happens, there's money to be made. As long as there's volatility, there's money to be made. You have to identify those opportunities of where I can manage my downside very, very minimally and get those massive upside levels. And that's precisely why I've been saying over and over and over again on XRP for months that, hey guys, I don't know why you are trying to force this on the lower time frames. The asymmetric opportunity is going to be on the bi-weekly time frame. So if you want to position over here, right, on around 270, 280, you can do that. That's completely fine, by the way. There's no harm in being in the red as long as you're fully aware that this can come down all the way to the bi-weekly dynamic and you being okay with it, right? It's not that you have to position over here and here only, guys. That's not how it works. You can position higher as long as you as an investor / trader are allowing for that volatility of around 30%. How do you manage that volatility of around 30%? By position sizing. Again, if you guys are on Mango C program, the Mango Risk Management Indicator and Mango Risk Management Calculator does all the work for you over here in regards to how to position for that kind of volatility, right? But a very, very simple guide is to say, hey, if I am looking at a 30% volatility tolerance rate, I cannot be doing anything like around 3 to 3.5x leverage, right? Anything more than that, and I'm literally asking to be liquidated into support, because you are saying that, hey, 30% downside move is coming down to a support level where I should be looking to add to my position, right? So why then would you allow yourself to get liquidated on that move? You should not be leveraging more than 2x if you're positioning over here, if your criteria is XRP can come all the way down to 2.2, right? Because a 30% drawdown is going to liquidate you if you have more than 3.5x leverage. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If you guys have questions on that, now's time to answer, because this shit is not talked about on any of the trading channels that I've seen on YouTube, because they are likely not even fucking trading. Right? They just say shit to get you guys to feel these emotions. They don't tell you the shit that matters because they don't really want. I don't even know whether they are. I'm not going to get into any of that right now. But Gon says awesome call on the XRP biweekly dynamic. Again, this isn't. If you are even a mediocre trader, right? What I did wasn't special, okay? I think it was way harder to try to call a move from somewhere around here, right, in the middle. That's completely fine, by the way, trying to call for a move, as long as your invalidation allowed you to get out unscathed. All I did was all I do, guys, you know what I do? At Mango, what I do is, I'm not going to be fancy. I'm not going to be sexy. I'm not going to try to sound smart. I'm going to just take the easy trades, the stupidly easy trades. And sometimes those easy trades don't come. I only look smart because given enough time, those easy trades do come across several coins, right? So XRP could have rallied over here, right? It wasn't, I'm being honest with you guys, this wasn't a great call, because XRP could have rallied over here and you guys wouldn't have even cared, right, about me or anything, because you guys would have been like, oh, Sean got so many other calls right on Bitcoin, etc., etc. But because XRP didn't, right, and came down to my easy level, I look right and it looks like an awesome call. But all I really did was wait. And if it didn't happen, it would have been a different coin that I would have caught a great trade on, right? So just being patient, being Mango, being easy, being stress-free, and waiting for your levels and your trade setup, right, is all you need to do. And just do it over and over and over again. And you're not going to get them all right, but you just need to get enough right on a massive magnitude that the ones that you do get wrong don't matter. You know what, guys? I did the same thing when pertaining to dating and picking up girls when I was younger, right? It didn't matter whether a girl I went up to said no or rejected me. You know why? Because my loss was minimal. I was going to forget about her later anyways. Who the hell is ever going to remember a girl who said no to you, right? But all it took was that one gorgeous, beautiful girl across the street to say yes. It took her freaking years and years to say yes, but look at her now. She's right here on the chart, right? You get a banger, you get the massive win, and it was not a 10x trade, it was a 1000x trade. The other girls that said no Didn't matter anymore. They don't effing matter. You forget about them. All it takes is that one big, huge win, and it will set you up for life. It sets you up for fucking life, guys, right? You don't need like 15, 20 girls. You just need 2 or 3, man. You guys know what I mean. But yeah, even when pertaining to my trading, right, it was really just a couple of trades on Bitcoin that really set up my account. That short trade when Bitcoin broke down from 6K to 3K, and then the long that I took right after of the weekly 200 moving average that pushed Bitcoin up to like 13,000 to 14,000. And then I had a really thick account to play with. And then again, patience, got a few good wins in the middle, but then again, I got a banger on my Binance account on all coins. And I wasn't winning constantly, right? I took losses in the middle and lots of patience because I was playing the weeklies and the bi-weeklies at the time. And people want to win all the time. They want to win all the time. And I think that's the issue. You need to wait for the big winners. And it's like taking free money in the corner of the room. You're not going to get free money at the corner of the room every single day, right? It's in those moments where everyone's like panicking and getting too emotional, and they just leave a briefcase of money in the corner of the room because they're running out the building afraid of a zombie apocalypse. But there's no zombies out there, right? You know that because you're being rational. This idiot left his briefcase full of money in the corner of the room because he's running out of the building expecting a zombie apocalypse. And even if there's a zombie apocalypse, why the hell is he running out of the freaking building? Like, aren't the zombies over there? I mean, this is the perfect freaking analogy. Holy shit, but what the hell am I even talking about right now? You guys... Okay, let's talk about... Are you guys ready for XRP targets? Spam yes if you guys are ready for XRP targets. Will be hell-bent on me having kids. All right, cool. People want the XRP targets. Now, these targets may disappoint you. These targets may excite you. And even that mindset is so effing wrong. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Here's data window and targets. Boom. Now, I don't have them labeled with numbers. This is how I'll be looking to plan my take profits. You guys do whatever the fuck you guys want, all right? You guys can hold forever. You guys can sell earlier. I don't care. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. And remember, what I'm doing is based on several other factors. One, my position sizing, right? The higher my position size, the more likely I'm going to take profits earlier and more frequently. The lower my position size, the more likely I am going to let the trade run to get to my higher targets, right? Because position sizing is your risk. Yeah, it's the first factor when pertaining to your risk, right? So when you have, remember guys, always risk first, always risk first. Like you always have to be thinking through a risk first approach, not the big numbers that come into your head. The big numbers are a consequence of you managing your risk. So the higher size, the more likely you are to want to take profits. Now, even there, it depends on other factors like, okay, you've put on size, but size according to your portfolio, what's that looking like, right? And when I say portfolio, I'm referring to like, are you managing multiple coins, right? If you are managing multiple coins, then maybe taking profits, even if you have a size that is mediocre, might be the better scenario, because when volatility comes into play, it's going to be really, really hard. Volatility to the downside. It's going to be really, really hard to manage all your positions at the same time, right? So when I have multiple coins and I see them all going up at the same time, right, I got to think about, okay, I can manage this when prices do start breaking trend, or I can start taking profits on the upside, because when all coins break down and break trends, they break down together, right? And I'm not going to be able to manage them all at the same time, right? Especially if there's no liquidity on the order books and you're trading on coins that are rather obscure. Small caps, mid caps, etc. tend to have more slippage. So accordingly, you got to manage your risk there too. Another thing that you guys got to think about is what's your life situation like, right? Are you relying on this money for a mortgage payment, for a car payment, to pay alimony? I don't fucking know, right? You guys got to think about your situation, right? So these targets are based on my situation. And also your fundamental belief on the coin. Do you have fundamental, strong conviction on XRP saying that, hey, I think it's going to get up to $21 to $25, and anyone who's selling in the middle over there, they're idiots. They're just being liquidity for me. Thank you very much. I will take that. If you have that kind of belief, like I had for Bitcoin, that when I was buying, right, we entered at around 70K to 90K, but 25K. While a lot of people, I had friends who were selling because they didn't have the conviction I did. Right, I had lots of conviction at 25K. I had conviction at 35K and 40K as well. Other people were selling. I was taking that up. I'm like, yep, thank you very much. Right? I mean, not. I wasn't taking up the market's liquidity. I'm just saying, the market as a whole, all the convicted buyers together come in and they absorb that liquidity. Right? As you can draw a persona for that one type of person. If you are that person, yeah, hold all the way to 24 and take your profits over there. I'll be looking to take profits around $5 to $5.90ish. I have a zone here. I don't try to get too like nitpicky with my targets. If it hits the zone, I market sell. I market sell most of the time unless I think prices gonna like shoot up. Like let's say price gets here, right, and I market sell here, and I see the momentum, I'll put orders on the book before I go to bed, right? So that way, if it does get up there, it will hit, right? But usually, if price gets up there, I just market sell. Oh, okay. So now, some of you might be asking, we're going to be talking about some execution-related factors over here. Some of you might be asking, Sean, what if I have orders in the book over here, right? Like you should be having orders. Your take profit should be there. That's the right thing to do. What I mean by market selling is, let's say price comes all the way up over here, right? And it doesn't get up to my target, which is at the top of the zone. I usually put my targets at the top of the zone. My take profits at the top of the zone if I'm away from the computer, because I'm looking for the wake up, right? If I'm managing my position and it comes up over here, I just cancel my bids and start selling, right? Or I'll keep half a bid over here and start selling into the order book in case you get that big move while I'm selling into the market, right? I'll keep some here and I'll sell, market sell, market sell, market sell. Now, that's just me, guys. Personally, the reason I do it is because it's far less stressful and exhausting for me, right? Managing multiple positions and doing content. I don't need to be perfect on everything. I just need to be good enough. I don't need the small percent over here when I'm capturing a big move like this, right? It's fine. I can give up some of it. Then, if I'm going to bed and I'm suspecting a big move like this, I'll keep some more take profits on the order book over here, and then again over here. So what are these levels? 590 to 520-ish, and then after that I'm looking at around 1060 to around 1250-ish, and then after that I'm looking at around 20 to 24-ish. Now you guys are saying, Sean, you're crazy. It's not going to get up to $24. I don't need it to. I don't effing need it to. Again, and this is why you guys need to learn how to play this game as opposed to just watching thumbnails, right? And people's targets and saying, oh, I held all the way to 24 because Mango said that it's going to get to 24. Mango also teaches you how to be a trend trader and how to exit regardless of what happens and take your profits, right? A perfect example. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this example for the freaking third or fifth time now. Is going to be Sui. Okay, I'll show you guys Sui. Okay, this is an educational for you, educational tidbit for you guys over here. But again, if you guys really, really want this engraved into your chest, okay, I recommend the Mango Seed program. And I'm not trying to push it onto you guys. I got the best comment from Eliza. Shout out to her. Honestly, she made my day because she said the right things. She's one of our new seedlings. I'm just going to show it to you guys, just to, and you know what? This doesn't need to be only when pertaining to the seed program. Just with any course or textbook or whatever you guys pick up, but learn how to do this, guys. Do not rely on just the bare minimum. You're not going to make money by doing just the bare minimum. I'm just going to read out Lisa's comment to you guys over here. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You guys can pause the video and read the whole thing, because honestly what she said was, it really made me feel good, because I put my heart into this program. She said, it's so easygoing, user-friendly, but highly intelligent and comprehensive. Somehow you manage to explain things in a way that connects multiple facets of a complicated system in a precise way. Okay, that's all of this is great. This is the bit I want to read out to you guys. You don't teach people what to see. You teach them how to see. And that's the essence of seed. There's no one way of doing things, which is why there's so many seedlings with different approaches to the market, but they're all using the fundamental concepts in seed. It's all derived from that, right? And that's what's so important, because I'm never going to teach you guys, hey, look for this target over here at 7,750, right? It's going to get there, and you should see this target, because if you don't see that target, you're stupid, you're an idiot. And I see so many YouTubers out there, so many Twitter people out there saying, oh, look at me, I was so right, and if you guys did not see this, you were wrong. No, that's not how the markets work. That's arrogant, and it's not sustainable. And I'm going to show you guys an example of that right now. For example, right, SUI, right? We traded the trend. We were looking for a target for $2, and as long as the dynamic's holding. Those are criteria, okay? $2 and the dynamic holding. For the first trend trade, it got to $2, and then the dynamic was lost, so it ended up being perfect, right? So we got the trade. We took our profits. We actually took partial profits at $2, because I never ever take the entirety of my trade out, ever. But as soon as the 2-day dynamic was lost, we exited, okay? So over here, target hit and invalidation hit. Over here on SUI, on the second trade, when we took the second trade at around 850-ish, sorry, 75 cents to 85 cents, our target was $7 to $7.50, but we did not get there. We held the 2-day dynamic all the way through to $5, and then we lost it at $4.20. Does that mean I hold stubbornly for $7.50 just because that stupid guy with curly hair said $7.50? I'm going to hold? No, fuck him. We lost the 2-day dynamic. So I take my profits and leave. I didn't care about being right. I cared about making profits. Okay. Similarly, you guys shouldn't care about being right. All you guys should care about is making profits. So on XRP, if we make our way to 570, and then we put in a high low, and then we make our way to 11-ish, and then we put in a high low, then we make our way only to 16, and then we test this level again, and then we put in a lower high, and then we make a lower low. Oh shit. What's going on? Are we threatening to lose the biweekly dynamic or the weekly dynamic, the 4-day dynamic, whatever is your invalidation, okay? At that point, we will reassess. Make sure to hit the subscribe, right? Because once the trend starts going, we have to be dynamic with the trend. The dynamic should do most of the work for you, but we got to do work too. So at that point, you're watching. You're like, okay. I want this now to actually hold structure. So maybe it does this, okay? Puts another low high, does this, and then boom, hits our target. Okay, this is one situation. And by the way, guys, what have we drawn over here? We've drawn a downtrend, but downtrend on a lower time frame, while the higher time frame, I'm going to draw it out for you guys, is putting in a bull flag, right? And that's what people don't understand. You can be a pattern trader, but also understand that patterns consist of trends, where you have a high time frame trend in your impulsive move and your low time frame trend drawing in your flag, and then you break out to hit your target. Now maybe you take your profits here, but you know what? I could be wrong on this. I could be wrong on the fact that $22 is the final target. What if it goes up even further to 50, right? I could be wrong to the upside, which is why you never take the entirety of your profits all out of the table ever until your trade thesis is invalidated. It doesn't matter whether XRP gets up to 25 and goes further. Doesn't matter if it doesn't get up to 25 and breaks down before that. Okay, so you are going to be doing the same thing. You are price agnostic. Now, I just gave you guys a situation where things work out. What if it doesn't work out? What if instead we break down? Because over here now, people will be drawing it a different way, right? They'll say, oh, hey, oops, I shouldn't do it this way. I should make it clear for you guys. Let's get a nice shape curve, right? Where we have a, how do you use this shit? There we go. Head and shoulders. I think pattern traders will call this a drooping head and shoulders, right? All this was a bull flag that failed to continue to the upside, where the downtrend momentum cascaded onto the lower time frame momentum, right? You never know what's going to happen. At the end of the day, buyers and sellers dictate the market, not lines on the chart, right? Lines on the chart allow you to manage your risk. So your profits are the risk that's on the table at any given point. Your position is the risk that's on the table at any fucking given point. It doesn't matter what the targets are. All that matters is how you manage your risk. Your profits are your risk to manage as well. So if this starts breaking down and you're invalidated on your profits continuing, because that's a thesis, will your profits continue to the upside or not? That's a fucking thesis, okay? And there needs to be an invalidation on that as well. Oh, it's not gonna continue anymore. I need to get out, right? Just because I have a target for Bitcoin hitting 120K doesn't mean it needs to hit 120K. It could have broken down way earlier, right? It managed to hit it, thank God. But now, even now, right? I'm looking for upside targets, further upside targets, doesn't need to get there. So similarly, this is my plan. Do you guys like the plan? Give me a hell yeah in the comment section. Appreciate that, Michael. Appreciate that, Mark and Bad Lad. Any questions? If you guys have questions, again, use this opportunity. So, I'm just trying to think of questions that you may have in your mind. A question that some folk might have over here is, okay, Sean, how much do I sell? You know, should I sell my entire position, my half my position, 25%? And the answer, again, is going to be something you don't like, which is, it depends. And it does, okay? But I'm going to give you guys a definitive way to think about on what it depends. It depends on your conviction to begin with. Me personally, I don't know much about XRP, right? If you don't know much about it, you don't study it, it's impossible to have conviction, right? That might be part of your strategy. Maybe you don't want to build conviction because your weakness is that you end up being a bag holder, okay? Another thing that depends on is how much of this money are you relying on for your next few years? Because when you're looking at a move like this, right, the bigger the move, the more likely that the drawdown, if we do go into a drawdown, at least for now in the crypto markets, the drawdown is going to last longer, right? So you need to be comfortable saying to yourself that, you know what, even if this does draw down for the next like 1 year, I'm going to be okay with my money being stuck in that in this investment. Whatever you're not okay being stuck with is funds that you need to remove, okay? Alternatively, another way to look at it, and again, this is another way to think about the depends, is I'm going to sell down to the minimum viable position I want based on my conviction, right? So for example, let's say your conviction on XRP is, I think it's gonna get to You got to think backwards this way, guys. You got to think backwards. I think XRP is going to get to $200 a coin. Okay, $100 a coin. Okay, whatever. Like you have a target of like $250 a coin, right? And I'm not saying now. I'm saying in the long term. Okay, so you are essentially now when you hit these kind of levels and you're breaking down on the bi-weekly, etc. Remember, these are bi-weekly candles, guys, which means you're going to have to wait bi-weekly levels of bi-weekly worth of time, candles worth of time, for the consolidation to play out. So again, this is drawing stuff. Imagine if XRP goes through a 672-day consolidation. Okay, it's still going to be way higher than what price is right now, the way I've drawn it at the very least. But you're going to have to wait this entire time. Okay, and then XRP makes a big move to $250. Okay, so yeah, like you have this plan set out. Okay, you got to ask yourself, what if I'm not able to get back into position? Okay, what's the minimum position I want in case this all happens way faster than I expect? I'm not able to accumulate, and this happens maybe like over here. What's the minimum position I want so that way I'm not chasing price emotionally, and I can capitalize on this $250? And if I do want to chase, I need a plan to get in at certain levels no matter what, right? And that's the mistake people made with Bitcoin, right? Everyone sold expecting price to go down and down and down, but they do not have an invalidation on getting back their position. So you need to have an invalidation. If you have conviction on your long-term thesis on XRP, right? If you are taking profits, you gotta one, sell down only to a position where you're okay if price goes up without you, because you could be wrong on the upside, right? Remember, I showed you guys how that could happen. Or you got to have you just got to tell yourself this, okay? Even though I am not in a leverage trade, I am short XRP because I have X unit size requirement for my portfolio, but I am less than X unit size, right? So because you're less than X unit size and you have the X unit size requirement, you are short XRP. So if you're short, you got to have an invalidation on being short. You need to be able to get back, exit your short, right? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm just trying to think of like questions that you guys may have that you guys just can't articulate yet, etc., etc. Okay. I think with that we can move on to Bitcoin. But Kusha, could you get me some water, please? I forgot to. Oh man. Oh. Alrighty. Yeah, I think having you guys thinking about that right now, guys, right? Just think. I want you guys to really think about it right now, because you do not want to be caught, surprised or like a deer in the headlights when you do have to execute. All right. Analysis paralysis when the markets do actually turn around, is death. It's really that. Okay, like have you guys watched that? How am I forgetting the name of the book? The name of the movie? Oh God, the Jeremy Irons movie with Kevin Spacey. Margin Call. Jesus Christ, Margin Call. Where it's been like freaking, I think 10 years since I watched that movie. God, I'm feeling old. But there's this great scene where wait, am I still live? Because I think I'm still live, right? Could someone confirm in the chat, because I don't see my... It's good, pups. Thanks. Okay, cool. So there's this great scene where he says something to the likes of, I'm trying to recall. He's like, "Do you remember what I said to you when you first came into my office? There are 3 ways to be successful in this world." He's talking about the financial world, right? You lie, or no, he says you cheat, you be smart. Okay, you got to cheat, one, you got to be smart, or you be early, right? He's like, I don't cheat. And between the other two, it's a hell lot easier to be first. That's what he says, right? So you either cheat, you be early, or you be smart. And it's a lot easier to be early. And that's how the market thinks, guys, okay? So when things do turn, right, everyone is trying to be the first one out. Everyone's trying to be the first one out. And the biggest mistake you guys can make is not having a plan set in place and waiting to be told what to do. No one can tell you what to do. If you are relying on me coming up here and telling you guys, hey, I think you guys should all exit based on XYZ. You know, sometimes the market is going to be extremely generous and give you those kind of opportunities to exit over a long period of time. And you know what? Maybe that may happen, but do you really want to take that risk? Do you want to rely on the market being generous to you? Do you want to rely on the market giving you a gift where every freaking YouTube influencer can come out here and tell you guys, this is what you should do? Firstly, I don't even think most of them know. Okay? They're fucking idiots, most of them. Right? Look at them change their tune and just be fair weather traders, calling the tops, being depressed. Like, they don't have any conviction on any of their plans ever. Right? They don't have, and they are more concerned about being right than having conviction on executing the plan through and through. So don't rely on them. Don't rely on Mango either, because we are flat out telling you that I'm not going to have time to come out here and tell you what to do, because I'm going to be doing it myself. Okay. In Seed, I teach you guys how to come up with a plan yourself. More often than not, you're going to see that seedlings all have the same plan that they've come up with themselves, right, through different angles. And we talk about it. We talk about it in the Seed Clubhouse sessions. We're like, I think this is going to happen. I think that's going to happen. And this is going to be my plan. And we put our minds together. And maybe we influence each other, maybe not. But we at least all are planning all the effing time, right? And we are not always on the same page, right? Sometimes Wolvie is going to get it tremendously right and I'll get it tremendously wrong, and vice versa. But together we are planning and plotting. You guys need to have that too. You cannot rely on anyone, man. Okay, I'm lecturing you guys a lot over here because we're coming to that stage where these lectures are going to matter and you're going to remember me when those moments happen, right? So are we ready now for Bitcoin? Okay, before we do Bitcoin, I'm just going to take a quick washroom break. Where is it? Yeah, just stare at the XRP chart and know what the possibilities are, but also know that we have some nice downside possibilities all the way down here. If we lose this red box, for sure, okay? The early signal is going to be the biweekly dynamic with this red box is death knell. Be right back. Alrighty. Oops, that's not it. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, and to do that, I want to start with crypto, fear, and greed. Like I said, trying to be a smartass has costed a lot of people a lot of money this entire cycle. Keeping it simple, right, has been the easiest way to make money in this market. And in my opinion, this cycle has been one of the easiest cycles. The only reason people have lost money in this cycle is because everyone has tried to be a smartass. Like Mango has been the most boring approach to the markets, but also the most profitable approach to the markets, right? And we didn't do anything special. We just kept it really, really simple, really, really easy. In that, hey, as long as Bitcoin's trending on the bi-weekly dynamic and it's holding that level, we are gonna just stay in the trade. And you know what? Maybe even buy every freaking touch of the bi-weekly dynamic. And what do you know? The market has gone into extreme fear, or at least very fearful, every single time that we've touched the bi-weekly dynamic, right? You see these orange zones over here, guys. I wouldn't want to counter trade sentiment on its own, but coincidentally, each time the market has come down to fear, it has also lined up with Bitcoin. Let me switch to the chart for you guys. I'm going to delete this line for now. Switch to the bi-weekly, right? Has coincided with Bitcoin coming and touching the bi-weekly dynamic. Each time it's been that simple. Where's the arrow? Right here, right? So one over here, multiple times over here, here, this entire zone, again over here, the Trump tariff drama, and each time it's been a buy. Now, each one of these times we could have been wrong. But you don't have to worry about being wrong. Being wrong is part of this game. You are gonna be wrong eventually, okay? And you are gonna be wrong often. But if you're afraid of being wrong, you're never gonna catch profits. Because the best time to put on the trades are at that inflection point of being wrong and a huge bounce. That's it. It's as simple as that. When you can be wrong very quickly, right? That's the best time to put on the trade. When you can tell yourself, hey, I'm going to find out I'm wrong in like 3 days. That's fine, right? I'll be wrong for 3 days and then everyone's going to forget, right? Nobody remembers those girls that I hit on from like 10, 15 years ago. No, all they remember is Krisha. That's all. Boom, right? You guys don't remember my losses, right? Last week I told you guys about the loss I took on SPX 6900. No, you guys don't remember that. What you guys do remember is the 5 to 8x trade that I caught on SPX 6900 prior to that, right? Only you care about being a perfectionist. Only you care. And that's what's putting you down, right? Just be willing to take these losses, okay? Anyways, it lined up with fear over here, and again, it's lining up with fear over here. The market is shit scared on support. It's fucking hilarious, always, right? Aren't you guys supposed to be excited on support? Boom, 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 boom. And that is when we are going to be worried over here as a community. When the market finally fucking learns their lesson and they are excited when the dump comes, that's when we are gonna be worried. Okay, that's when, like, again, we're gonna have to deal with it because we're not gonna try to like sell into support, but we're gonna be like, shit, guys, maybe this time we actually break support. Okay, because every time I've seen that the market is fearful and we come on to support, it's a high likelihood, not certainty, high likelihood that we do see a bounce. Okay, so with that aside, I'm gonna go back here. I'm going to remove all my drawings. I'm going to hide this here, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put together a plan for you guys. This is not the plan This is not a definitive plan. This is just something that I've been pondering now for a while. I'm going to brainstorm with you guys over here. And you guys can give me your thoughts on what do you think, okay? I had a certain thesis that I had in my mind for a while. It just did not make sense to me though, right? I was like, no, I just don't see it playing out that way. It's just, Sean, are you painting what you want onto the charts? Like, do you want it to happen that way, right? Because if you guys do remember, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go here. No, I'm gonna go. Everyone remembers this because this was one of our best trades of all time, right? Where's the chart? Okay, yeah. We put on our trade over here based on the mango fake out breakout pattern, which essentially, for those of you who don't know, it's where we look for a channel to be playing out, and the channel, if it's a down channel, people expect it to break up, right? But what we like to do at Mango is we like to expect the downside move. Okay, it's called the fake out breakout. We expect the downside move, right? But with the expectation of it breaking back up to the upside. And we like to trade this bit here, which is what we did here, right? We played the 4-day ascending triangle into the falling channel and out of it. We expected that, we played for it. You can't do it after the fact because that's you painting your opinion on the chart, but you should play it in a way where you expect it, and then if it plays out, it's just beautiful, okay? So the Mango fake out breakout trade, okay? So I'm like, hey, how amazing would it be if we see the same thing play out again, but to the upside, right? Where you draw in again, we don't need this to be perfect. These are just guidelines. You're going to need indicators. We had our Ichimoku and our dynamic, everything that coincided with that pattern, by the way, guys. Okay, I'm just showing it to you guys in rough, but we had weeks and weeks of planning. We had lots of confluencing factors, right, with macro as well before we put that position on. Okay, we'll get to all that. But the trend line here is just a guide. Okay, it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, we're going to use indicators. So what if we have something like that and something like that? Okay, again, doesn't need to be perfect. And I was like, okay. What if we do this? Let's go. What is that freaking tool? It's called path, right? Oh, it's right here. I have it saved. What if we do this, break up, right? And then break down. Now, I've just drawn it in a silly way, right? So something like this. Or it could just be like this, and we break down through, right? So essentially, the idea is it breaking above the channel and then breaking down. Okay? Breaking back on the channel. So the opposite of what happened over here. And I was like, Sean, you just want this to go above $200,000, don't you? You just want this to go above $200,000. That's what you're looking for over here. And this seemed a tad bit too good to be true, where you get to buy back down around $75,000 after selling over here. I wasn't buying it. But then, with this most recent move, we have something a lot more concrete that I would like for us to look for. We're not going to be saying this is what's going to happen for sure, okay? So with this high that we put in place, we have something a little bit more concrete that we can now play for. Again, I want to emphasize, we aren't saying that this is what's going to happen for sure. I'm not a freaking, I can't see the future. But if we start seeing this pattern play out, we will have a plan to execute. That's what I'm saying. If we start seeing this pattern play out, we have a plan to execute. So instead of drawing the channel like I did, like this, okay, what we are instead going to do is we're going to use this low, this push off over here, and this push off, okay? Now, these two are what's going to matter for now, because we have this to draw out. Again, not going to need this to be perfect. Okay. Start like that, whatever. Doesn't need to be perfect, okay? And this doesn't need to be perfect either. Now, with this, we can redraw a Mango fake out breakout pattern, which will be here. Maybe it stops here and then comes down, or maybe it just goes right through. Try to picture it in different ways, guys. And then breaks down. So at this point, you might be thinking, oh, we don't know how high this is going to go. Okay, but we have to like give it enough. We have to make enough sense in regards to the volatility. So the quicker this plays out like this, guys, right, the lower it's going to go. Okay, if it plays out like this instead, where it rejects first, puts in a high low, and then goes up, we can have a higher high compared to what I just drew. Okay, so somewhere around here, I would say 165-ish is what I had. Okay, now, if you instead draw the previous trend line I had, you're going to see that we can draw this into confluence. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. Somewhere around there, maybe, right? I'm going to go ahead and change the style to white dotted. Okay. So this way, what we end up having is a variation of the mango fake out. I honestly don't know whether it gets that high, guys. I think it's going to be more like this. Right? I'd say 165-ish. And then we break down. Who knows? Maybe we just break down without the bounce. Okay, we don't know how it's going to break down. But the point over here, the inflection points are what matters. Everything in the middle is chaos, right? So what are our inflection points? Our inflection points are going to be, of course, this guy that I've drawn over here, this guy that I've drawn over here, okay, the break back into the channel, and then whatever we deem is going to be good enough for the low to play the next cycle, right? So let's say somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around here. Now, with that, we now have a opportunity to, where is my triangle? Scale some out in this zone. So this, guys, becomes the reverse of what we did over here. Do you guys remember how we were accumulating a position over here? Do you guys remember how we were accumulating a position over here at around that 17K, 16K level? This is what we are looking to do on the reverse side. We don't know if you're going to be right or wrong, though, so we got to be slow about it. We're going to look for other signs as well. But this is a possible thesis that if we see play out, we can execute on. Does this make sense? Mark Trusting said, this guy just matches the guy I watched Camp Finance. He posts all his trades live, stop losses, timestamps. He's a cycle trader. Do you integrate cycles in your trading? Yeah, we do integrate cycles, but not in the way other people do. What we've been doing this since 2019 over here at Mango. At around 2018, 2019, actually, we started recognizing that cycles have actually been playing out in the most actionable way on a 6-month basis, right? So we've been playing the 6-month cycle as opposed to playing the 3 or the 4-year cycle, which is what most other people play, right? They play these 4-year cycles. So what we do instead is we play it in 6-month chunks. It's made it far more actionable for us as traders and investors within the crypto space, because you see these moves happen in bursts, right? So that way we're not as a community, we're not tied to a bullish 4-year thesis, right? It doesn't matter whether we do 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, it doesn't matter, right? Because we assess each cycle on a 6-month basis. So on a 6-month basis, we'll have a bullish or bearish view as to what's going to happen, right? And again, that makes it far more actionable for us and has been working out splendid for us. I do have charts that I've talked about this multiple times in the past. So our most recent cycle started around September 9th-ish. Our most recent 6-month cycle. Wolvie says, by the way, for those of you wondering, Ghost in the chat is Wolvie. Wolvie says, Mark Truss, I've been watching him for the past 6 months as well. I think his system goes very well alongside the Mango system. Oh. Marvinal Fitness says, loving the analysis on Bitcoin. If there are any alt requests, I'd love to see hype. Wish you and Krisha all the best. You two have changed my... Hey man, appreciate that. So yeah, this is my opinion, or I don't want to say opinion, this is the thesis that we can look forward to on Bitcoin. I have a few other things that I wanted to talk about, but we'll talk about that in the next live stream. I may need to do another one on Wednesday because we are running out of time. I do want to cover a few altcoin requests too, like you guys have. Hype. So Hype, by the way, will be your best bet because I missed the trade on Hype and I've been salty about it. And this is likely going to go to $100 without me. I was supposed to get in at 13. I missed it. So yeah. Haven't gone back in yet. Maybe I should, eh? Hype, by the way, what I can tell you was one of the stronger ones into this entire dump because it held its flow. Right, let's get a fresh chart. What would be BitGet, Maxi? Okay, yeah, this flow. Yeah, I posted this on the Discord. If you guys aren't in our Discord yet, make sure you join at themangoway.com/Discord. Is it trending on the 4-day? No. 2-day? Not really. Alright, so what we're going to do is clear this out for now. I'm going to mark out the zone for you guys. Did I draw this on the 4-day, guys? You guys remember? I'm not trading this, so I don't... yeah, most likely drew this on the 4-day. So this level that it held, the zone that it held... showed that it was being stronger than most other altcoins that were losing its flow. For example, Sui lost a level that I did not want it to lose, but held another level that was okay. But again, Sui not showing the strength I expected it to. No emotions, no ego, cut position size on that one, allocate elsewhere, right? SPX lost a level that I needed it to hold because I was getting back into that trade after a massive... I'll just give you guys examples. That way you guys know how to look at these coins. That way you know to exit coins that you're in profit on or not be stubborn. SPX USDT. Right, this zone here. So for SPX, right, what we were looking for SPX to do, for example, right, so we traded this all the way from down here, 46 cents, all the way to around 225, right? As soon as we lost this zone over here, actually a little bit higher, I started taking profits, right? I was like, okay, I'm out of this trade. It was good while it lasted, but unfortunately, you got to call quits on a trend that breaks. So took our profits. And then I tried for another trade over here in this zone. Did not work out. It lost its level and went down further, right? Now it's looking like it wants to hold this ascending triangle resistance that it broke out of, right? We can approach this again. But again, like, you take your loss, like, and move on to the next opportunity, right? And all that you're going to remember in the long term is this big win that you had on SPX. Now, compared to SPX 6900, I'm looking at Hype, and Hype did not lose its level. It bounced off its level. So that's a relative strength that I want to look for, right? I don't want to be stuck in SPX 6900 while I'm seeing coins like Hype hold its level. I'm seeing Tower hold its level. I'm seeing Virtual, for example. What a candle. I just want to funnel myself into strength. I don't know enough about these coins and their fundamentals to have any conviction on as to why I should hold on to them, right? So hype is one of them. That's all I can say in regards to what I think of it. But in regards to the TA, looking stronger than most. If it does start closing candles above 50-ish, 51 to think you can draw a zone here now, right? Closing candles above here, this is likely going to go to like $100 probably. Any other requests? Perhaps you might take a look at render if you have time. Sure, why not? Is it on the dashboard? Hype, switch long. What's the ticker? Render. Oh, it's long on the daily against Bitcoin. That's really good. Holy shit, it's outperforming. This is good. Let's see what it's doing. Oh. That was a freaking crazy candle, man. Holy shit. Binance, eh? Insane, man. This is tough because it's sitting in the middle of... I wouldn't buy here because it needs to flip this level before you can have conviction. If it does flip this level, likely wants to get back to the top of the range. So, like, the markets are really, really good at gravitating to the path of gravitate, or rather like moving its way through the path of least resistance into resistance, right? So once you identify a range like this, right, this is a clear range. You can see that perfect down descending triangle broke down, but it either met its measure move instantly or failed to see continuation of the trend. This wants to flip this level, and that would be strength. So if this can successfully make this look like a bear trap, you know that there are going to be traders who are trapped over here, people who sold into this wick. Either they went short or they are short their position. Remember what I said about XRP? There are folk who are short their allocation on render if they have a fundamental long-term view on render, and they see this level flip, they're going to be chasing position back, right? So if you see this level flip at 270 and then takes out the high over here 2.9, you're going to see this gravitate all the way back to 520. Flips 520, all-time highs at 13. So price will move through the path of least resistance into resistance. All right, any other requests? We can wrap up here. ASTER, oh yeah, for sure. I'm looking at ASTER myself. ASTER, I like it, but you got to be a little bit patient with it because it's not ready on the higher time frames. It's ready on the lower time frames. So you got to be very, very careful. Let's remove all of this. Not needed. You got to trade this all the way down at the 12-hour, unfortunately. So which is why I'm a tad bit reluctant to go heavy, but you got to also act on it quickly when you do see the signs, right? So here's the thing, the weekly, right, is clearly being respected because you can see that this weekly candle close over here was the pump that rejected, right? So this level here flipping is going to have it go all the way up to the neckline over here, somewhere around here, 159, 160, flips 159, 160, all the way down to 243. This is your shot, that's all you need, right? Play SNR until this starts trending. So at the moment over here, not the best spot unless you're saying, okay, you know what, I'm okay accumulating this entire range because I'm playing for this to get up to this level over here, which honestly is not a bad trade. But if you're looking at it that way, you got to accept that your invalidation is down here. This candle close here, this low here. So first candle close underneath this level, out at least halfway position. And once we take out the low as well, you got to get out. Any other requests? I think we're good. Oh, ADA. Oh, ADA. ADA isn't doing anything. I mean, oh, very similar to render if it flips this, but it has way more work to do. if it flips the zone here, that's the inflection point. You can look for it to get up to 77. But so it held where it needs to hold. That's good. Not bad, man, because it did hold all these lows. Pump USDT, ICP. I'll take a look at those later. I'm really tired now. With that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. We covered XRP, covered Bitcoin, covered a few altcoins, Hype, Cardano, Render. Keep it easy, keep it mango, keep it stress-free. Remember, Krisha has posted a new premium video with a proper trade setup with targets, invalidation, etc. on the dashboard at app.mangoresearch.co. She's been killing it. I can tell when Krisha goes into one of her moods where she just goes on win after win after win. I think she's in one of those. So take advantage of it while you can. Keep mango. Ciao.